Hey everyone, welcome back. As always, I'm Sum.
And I'm Cody, and this is Cody Sum, and we are the duo that does more than each other.
So we're back home from Puerto Vallarta.
Woo!
And
I miss it.
I know I miss it already too. We wanted to give you an update on our trip there and what all transpired. I guess we can start off by saying what we were there for.
Yeah, it was the first ever International Content Creator Awards, ICCAs. They're calling them
The ICCAs.
And it was funny because someone was like the Ick Awards, which was funny. It was funny.
We didn't say that.
We didn't
Someone
say
else
that.
said that.
Someone said that.
Just,
The Ick Awards. But we were nominated for 3 awards. We were nominated for favorite duo, favorite TikTokers, and favorite podcast.
yeah, and which one did we win?
And we won one. We won the favorite podcast and got an award.
Well, look at it.
Sumner broke it within 10 minutes.
If you're watching the video version, you can see that I broke it. It was really hot. It was on the rooftop of the Almar, and it was really hot. So they had all the fans on. So I blame the fans. I set the award on the table, and the fan blew it off the table. So you know, and it only fell like 3 feet.
It was funny too. Sumner didn't know I was behind him, and it fell and broke. And all he said was, "Oh my God, Cody's gonna kill me."
Yeah, because I didn't even see it. Someone pointed it out to me, and so I was saying it to them. I was like, "Oh my God, Cody's gonna kill me."
Yeah.
So
there are also these like kind of show brochures, and we opened them up, and there's a huge picture of us that our manager Chris took of us in the red room in this like photo shoot.
I mean, look at it. It's like, I mean, I'm in
huge.
it in the photo, of course, but it's all you right there.
It's a whole spread.
Yeah, it's
much.
a whole spread. So, and then
so I took a couple of those.
What? Then they got all the list of all the people who
all
got
the like
nominated,
nominees and sponsors and yeah.
So we we're very excited and honored to be nominated at the first ever ICCA Awards, and overall it went really well. I thought it was a really well done event, and they are planning to do it next year, it sounds like. So I'm excited that we won something at the first ever.
Yeah, and I'm glad it was the podcast. That was the one I really wanted because, I really love doing this and telling our stories and telling other people's stories. So
yeah, I wanted them all though.
Yeah.
So we'll go for some more nominations next year. I think a lot of it's fan based. So now that as it grows, and you guys listening, just make sure to stay tuned next year to vote and nominate. But thank you to all of our listeners who did vote and who were part of that this win. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and it was Jackie Cox hosted it and put on a great show. Justin Jedlicka. He was doing the red carpet. It was just a really cool night. They had a kind of like a pre-party, like an evening cocktail thing one night, and then they had a pool party the next day at Manamar, and then the award show. So it's like a whole weekend of events, kind of.
And I'm sure everyone here probably thinks, "Oh my gosh, all these OnlyFans and adult content creators one spot. They're probably just partying and having all these orgies all night, blah blah blah." And it really isn't the case. I feel like all these creators go to bed like before midnight. A lot of them do. I mean, we did most nights because you're just tired. We're tired.
You are tired,
which is because of the other reason why we're there, which is because we're there creating content. So yeah, we're all doing stuff with each other, but it's on camera.
Yeah. So we went a few days early, and we were in a collab house, and we made content for OnlyFans all week, as well as, Instagram content and TikTok content. But, we did that all week. And the only ever time we've done that before was we did one in Vegas. And I could definitely say I enjoyed this one much more than the last time when we did the Vegas collab house.
I would agree with that.
And I don't know. I mean, I really enjoyed all the collabs this time. And I feel like it didn't really go like that last time. But also, I mean, just the place. We don't really love Vegas, and we love PV. So, I mean, that, it already had the upper hand of being a better trip, in my opinion.
That's true. Because we know that there's things that we're going to really enjoy while we're there. So when we do need time to decompress, everything's kind of walkable or a really short Uber.
Yeah.
So
short Uber, cheap Uber.
Versus Vegas is so straight. and there's only like all these straight things to do versus
Yeah.
PV has all these gay things to do. I definitely agree. I think that I saw for what you're saying about yourself is I felt like I could genuinely see you enjoying yourself more, and I feel like I hadn't seen that in a little while.
Yeah.
You know, just like almost like I want to say you got like your spark back for just really enjoying what we're doing, and because I can see when, not that you're ever not having fun, but just these collabs that we were doing, I could see just like the enjoyment on your face. You'll have to watch the videos, guys, because you can just see how it's just like pure excitement.
Well,
and
you
I
know,
love seeing that because it really gets me going.
it's really easy for these collab houses to feel like work. And the whole point of us doing OnlyFans was I didn't want another job. I was doing it because I liked it and it was fun. You know, I'm doing it with you. And sometimes it's easy to lose track of that, you know? And so this collab house, I actually was enjoying myself doing it. Like I enjoyed all the collabs. I enjoyed being in the house. I enjoyed the trip. It was just overall much better than the Vegas experience, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I think in Vegas, we overbooked ourselves and it was our first time doing it. So we didn't really know, know ourselves in that sense of like what what is too much, how much is too much.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to overbook because there are so many creators. And then kind of how this was set up was our manager, which is, now your manager too. So our manager, he kind of set up the house, and then there was 8 of the models that are represented by him in there. And we're all scheduling collabs throughout the day, and then he's filming them. So they're kind of all on a schedule. And you know, when you start seeing the calendar fill up with multiple people doing more than one a day, you kind of almost have like this, am I not doing enough?
Yeah.
Like, do I need to be collabing more? And then our manager, like, bless his heart, like, I know he means well, but like anytime there's a slot, he's just like, hey, do you want to jump in? Do you want to jump in? I'm like, and I think in Vegas, we got kind of caught up with, sure, yeah, like just say yes. You know, other people are doing more than one a day, so we should do more than one a day. And I remember that first day I did 3 in Vegas.
And I thought about it, you know, in Vegas, we didn't really take time for us as a couple where, you know, if you're there single, or even if you're like there without me or whatever, it's easier to focus on the work. But I feel like since we're there as a couple, we still got to nurture our relationship in that environment, even though it is work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we did that this time.
Yeah.
You know?
And like you said, the whole point is for it not to feel like work. Like we're sharing that part of our lives, and sharing that part of our lives when it includes a third or a third and a fourth. Mm-hmm. It's not about just the sex.
Yeah.
And I think, we took all the things we like built up a lot of tension for us in Vegas and made us bicker, and like took all that pressure off us. So when we did this trip, we were like, we're only doing 1 a day.
Yeah. We did do 2 one day, but you know, it was with Mr. Deep Voice, and we've been wanting to collab with him a while, and we did one much earlier in the day, and we both felt like we could do it. So, you know, and it was still enjoyable. So, you know, there was an exception, but we also, all the people we collab with, huge names, kind of in the industry, and I'm excited for them to be released because they're great. And what I realized is, you know, we're both verse. You know, you're more verse top, I'm more verse bottom. But you know, I like to top, I like to bottom. But I've realized that I just really do enjoy the ones where I'm like, it's like if it's 3 of us, I like to be the main bottom.
The bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that this time. And that's new for me because I thought before, like, I know you like to bottom, but I know that, you know, you're not, how do I put this? You're not one of those bottoms that just wants to bottom all day long, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so I would be worried that when you was you and Jordan in Vegas, you know, we're both very well endowed. Like, I just didn't want you to be sore the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
But like now, just on this trip, it's just you enjoy it so much, and that helps you kind of loosen up. I
also just feel like I know my body, and you know, if I'm doing a collab I know there's a point where I'm like, okay, I probably shouldn't keep doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm better at like predicting, I guess, than I used to be.
Do you feel like there's part of it? It's just a thought off the top of my head. Like, because I think naturally, if you're enjoying something more, your body loosens up more, so you kind of like allow more. How do I put this? Like, you're just like loosened up a little bit, so more relaxed. So the body's not so tense, or you're enjoying everything more. So there's not so much risk for like a tear or like soreness or whatever.
If I'm like more interested in the person,
yeah,
like I'm definitely gonna be more comfortable, like during the collab for sure.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even have to do if I'm interested in someone or not. It's honestly my mood. Like, do I really want to have sex right now? Kind of,
True.
you know.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big thing.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, like you said, we did was we started off the trip, instead of just jumping right into collabs with other people, we did a collab together, just you and I, which we didn't do it all in Vegas, which I think also built up a lot of tension.
Yeah.
Again, the Vegas trip was in January. This is May. So in the Vegas trip, we didn't do anything, just us. And by the end of the week, we were very at each other's throats a little bit.
Yeah.
Made a lot of great content, but at each other's throats. And so this one, we started off the trip with a fun little minute play business suit scene, and that was fun.
Yeah. And we like doing stuff in business suits. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just got to, have a cameraman, and we just kind of, did our thing. There's not really like a performative aspect to it. We're just kind of doing what we do if the camera wasn't there, and then we're just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And I think we did that a lot more on this trip too. I think we got back to feeling like having fun, and just, we're gonna go and do whatever we want with the boy.
Yeah.
And the cameraman, you just get whatever you get. Like,
yeah, I feel like last time it felt like too studio, and I think that was like a little bit of a turn off too. It was like we had to stop and wait for people to get hard, or just move positions, or people taking breaks, or like, I don't know. You know me, I like to get it in and get it done.
Yeah, because we want it to feel like you're just getting a glimpse, as if there was no cameraman. It's just you're watching what we'd be doing, even if you weren't there. And we're with someone that we'd have this, and we did have really good chemistry with everyone this time. But I also think us being more in sync than on the Vegas trip.
Yeah.
Because I think you were, there
take this off.
What was that? Are you sweating? I was gonna say, I think like back in the Vegas trip, there was also all the stuff going on with the election and the new representation we have in this country, and
definitely
stress of going back into the office for you.
Took an emotional toll on me a little bit for sure back then.
Yeah.
But it's not over, but it's all old news, I guess you could say.
Yeah. But it was fun to watch you really, really enjoy yourself. And then we had, like I said, we had fun. We went to Manamar for a day.
Went to the gay strip club and danced with some strippers.
You like doing that.
Yeah.
The one made your shirt smell like
but
for a while.
Stripper, definitely straight, brought it all up on me, and my shirt smelled like ass.
We left the strip. We left
oh my God.
the club, and I was like, "What's that smell?" I was like,
"Yeah,
babe, that's your shirt."
It was not. It was not. Not what I wanted.
He was like, "I'm bi," and I was like, "You're definitely straight.
You're
with you
bi.
smelling like that."
Only straight men's assholes smell like that.
Yeah. Oh God, that was bad. Yeah. So I guess wanted to kind of touch on, interacting with the other creators and kind of that whole experience as well. You want me to start?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like you have more feelings about that than I do. But I agree with them.
No. I just talking about like how there were like creators that we got to connect with, and
yeah, I mean, I feel like it was nice because all the clubs we had were like foreign men, like an Australian, a British guy, a Swedish guy, and the guy from Mexico.
Oh, I meant like the creators.
Well,
like
no, I'm just
outside of the collabs though, like Deep Voice. We had a lot of fun.
Well, no, I was just I wanted to say that. I just forgot to say that.
Oh, okay.
Because it was like the Collab Olympics.
Yeah, it was.
I thought that was funny. But yeah, we got to see people we already knew and meet new creators. And I don't know, it's just cool that we have an area and a safe space to all kind of congregate in moments like this. One is beneficial because everyone likes to collab and it's in a beautiful place, but then also like getting award and being recognized in front of your kind of peers is, you know, nice. And I feel like, you know, we're nominated for Gay VNs every year, but we have not won. And this year we, you know, took home an award, which was really great feeling. I can admit that.
It was.
Yeah.
I think because it's so easy to, you know, compare yourself to like other creators. I mean, I know that I think I do that a lot, especially after doing this for a while. Like even when you're successful and you know, booking gigs and booking collabs, it's so easy to be like, oh, well, why wasn't I nominated for that award? Or why did he get that men.com scene and not me? And why does he get a contract and I don't get a contract? You know, and you kind of like go through that self-sabotage a lot. And I've realized that I've been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah, you've definitely been doing it to a point where it's like you feel like maybe you're not working hard enough, or you know, just comparing yourself to everyone that's working around you and what they're doing, even in the collab house. I feel like that's maybe why in the Vegas trip you kept jumping in, because you saw other people doing several in a day. But again, you know, we started this OnlyFans journey as something to enjoy, and I feel like the great thing about OnlyFans is everyone's different, everyone's page is different, and you got to just make sure you still love what you're doing, not to not to overdo it, or you're not gonna like it anymore.
Yeah,
you know, what's the point then?
It's definitely something I'm working on. I'm working with I got my therapist, and because I think I've had a lot more like anxiety lately. And I feel it like even in social settings, like even when we went to the awards ceremony, I just feel like myself like tense up, you know, because I mean you are around a lot of people that are very successful in your field. You're with your peers, and even when we're doing well and getting our nominations, like it's just I still get that. I'm comparing myself, like am I doing enough or whatnot, and that's something I'm working on. It's something I'm working on because I am having fun and we are doing fine or well, you know, and we get to do it together. And I'm very grateful that I get to do it with you.
Well, I'm glad you're self-aware, because, you know, there are moments too where, you know, your attitude towards it affects us, because then it's like we do things together. So it's like, then you're like, we aren't doing enough, you know, and it's like, I feel like I'm doing a lot. So it's just like a little like, fuck you.
Yeah.
This is how you feel. This doesn't mean it's right. But,
yeah,
you know, everybody wants to be a better version of themselves, even if they're a great version already. So
I'm sure, you know, I'm not the only person that does do this. I think we do it as, you know, gay men a lot. I think we go out and we compare ourselves to everyone around us and all the other gay men and what like everyone else is doing, and there's part of it that I think is good, because I think, you know, I mean, strive to be better and like, but be inspired by people that are doing the things that you want to do, and take that as motivation rather than like sabotaging or like over critiquing yourself. And that's what I'm trying to do.
It also goes hand in hand. You know, we've been doing this for so many years now, and it's fair to say, you know, we've known a lot of people in the industry at this point, and it's also interesting to see, you know, people who've been doing it as long as us and how they've maybe changed a little bit in the process. You know, I feel like people always come to us asking tips when they want to start something, and we're very open and honest about it. And I feel like we're very supportive of other creators, and I feel like some of the people we've collabed with years ago and maybe have had a little bit of success now maybe aren't as welcoming or kind when it comes to like other collaborators. I don't know if you feel that way.
I mean, I definitely noticed a couple egos at the awards, if that's kind of what you're referring to.
Yeah.
There's just some that there's some, I'll say a lot that we, you know, are really excited to see. And then there's others that it just feels like a little off. Like I can't really pinpoint it. I'm like, you've been in my house. We've shot content together. Why does it feel weird to say hi to you?
Yeah. Why are you being kind of weird?
I don't know. Or just, acting like your shit don't stink.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. And not, there are so many creators that are not like that. And, I mean, maybe some creators think that about us as well. I don't know. I know when I get like anxious, I do get kind of to myself for
people
a second.
just think I'm a bitch before they know me, but then they're usually like, "Oh, you're goofy. You're a
Yeah.
goofball." I don't know. So, but I don't know. It's just sometimes a little. It's like not a good color, and I think people are successful because of their attitude in this industry, and you got to realize that you're going to be collabing with all kinds of people if you stay in this industry, and being kind and is probably your biggest tool to succeed. So just be careful on that high horse, I guess, a little bit is kind of how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm not going to drop any names or anything.
No, never. I mean, we're just gonna keep doing what we do, and there's always new creators and more creators coming in, and there's plenty of creators that we have fun with and get along with. I mean, I love all the choice models, our management, everyone that's under them it feels like a big family, and I always love seeing those people. So,
Yeah, I'm part of that now. We're gonna actually be filming a Sean Cody scene, the two of us coming up. My first studio scene ever, so nervous and excited at the same time. So that will be fun.
I think it's gonna be a good time. Because
does that officially make me a porn star?
I don't know. Sure.
I guess I've been nominated for Gavian.
For
I feel
me,
like that made me a porn star.
Yeah, for me it was once I was nominated for something.
Yeah.
I felt like now you can say that. So
Yeah.
you have been nominated for something already. So
True.
I guess that technically already makes you a porn star. Or a podcast star.
Podcast star. Podcast porn star.
I feel like after we'll do like a podcast on your experience.
Yeah.
To do an after
That'll be good.
an afterthought on that. So well, what's our kind of goals and everything, now that the ICCA's over, we got some good collabs in. Where do you think we're going from here?
I mean, we're filming the second season of this podcast, and we're riding on a high from a win, so that's something I kind of want to keep going, ride that wave. I feel like we need to focus on kind of our promoting and marketing of all of our content. That's kind of the toughest thing in this crazy world that we're working in.
Yeah, that's something that we did while we were there. We made sure with every collab we did some fun, either goofy or sexy Instagram reels, and that was a good time. And that was a time to just also like laugh and be silly and bond and do stuff outside of the other, because I think you need that.
Yeah, and also we have our DP dildo is now out at Mr. Hinky's Toys, so that can be purchased. We can pop the link somewhere.
We'll pop the link in the description because you want to follow our tracker.
Yeah, please use our link so that
use our link.
Can
use
track.
our link.
But there's 4 different sizes and they are big.
They are pretty big.
I
don't think I will be using them.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think I will be using them.
But man, I'm impressed if you do use one. That's for sure.
Yeah, you know what? Use one. If you buy it, use one, and definitely let us know what you thought.
The experience, I want to know. For sure.
I wanted to pose the question like I did before, just like as a listener, wanted to hear, like, have you ever felt like your worth was tied to your sexiness? Because I think that kind of goes back to what I was talking about with the comparing yourself. Like, it is so easy to feel like that sometimes. Like, I know I saw this even in the house. Some other creators, like they were taking it very personally when someone that they wanted to collab with didn't respond to them, but then collabed with someone else in the house.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And like, of course that's happened to us.
It's so easy to be offended and take that personally. Like, I think I would even do it in some instances.
Yeah.
But you just really got to think about the environment you're in and how hard everyone's working, and just, it's not personal. I mean, maybe once in a while, but usually not.
I guess, I mean, everyone is allowed to, what we're doing doesn't mean it's just a free for all. You do have control over your body.
Consent is still a thing.
And so you are not required to collab with everyone that messages you. Like we try to make sure that creator and our creators brand are similar, and we want to have somewhat of an attraction to this person. Like, so I know that we've messaged people before about collabing and they haven't responded. And I've also received messages that it's just easier to just be like, like, no, like that's not like, I just don't respond.
Yeah.
But I don't think that anyone should be, I mean, you can't take it personally.
Yeah.
But it is so easy to. And I watched it happen at the house. A couple creators were bummed. They felt like people didn't want to collab with them.
Yeah.
Or certain creators.
But like, I look at my way as like, we came in, every day was booked already. So if someone asked me, I would be like, well, I would have, but I have no time.
There's also that. Yeah.
And I'm not, and I was there for vacation as well. Like, I'm not going to give up part of my vacation to do another collab. That's just the type of person I am. I was taking vacation from my other job to be there. So it needed to feel like I was doing work, but also enjoying my vacation at the same time.
Yeah. Like we were doing one a day because that was fun.
Yeah.
And we had fun every time. And then we enjoyed the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to like kind of pose that question to the listeners, if you've ever just felt like that in general, because I know that I have, like, especially in this industry where you are judged on your looks a lot.
Well,
in front of the camera.
I feel like in the gay world in general, that's something that is real. And just think about the gay porn world where it's probably heightened a little, which it is. So it's definitely real feeling to have. I know I've had it myself. So
and it was funny because that some of the creators that are talking about that, I'm like, didn't you have 2 collabs today?
Yeah.
Like, you still, there's enough for everybody. And like, I would say just have fun and don't, I think with any, cause you're selling yourself. That's what you're doing. When you're messaging another creator, you're selling yourself and you as another creator to try to pitch them to want to make a scene with you. And I think that's any business deal, anything. If you're a business owner and you're marketing your product out into the world, like, you're going to get rejection. And it's the same thing in this industry. But since it's tied to how you look, sometimes I think it's very easy to start like judging your self-worth on how you look.
But also I was like, I don't want you to just collab with me because you feel pity or feel like you have to either, that's not going to be fun for either of us.
I always take a no response as a response.
Yeah.
I don't need a response. Like, if I send a message out and that person doesn't respond, that's it. I'm not messaging again. I'm not doing the whole grinder. Hey.
Yeah.
Like, a no response.
Unless I'm drunk. Might do a couple.
A no response is a response. So yeah, that's all I really got. I don't know. I'm curious as to what maybe some listeners might say about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I have. I feel like I am interested to hear what some listeners will say because, they'll, especially if they're not in porn, they'll have a whole different kind of outlook on it. So
yeah,
I would appreciate it.
All right. Well, we'll talk next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.